Okay.
Great work, mate.
Thank you. I don't think there's any damage to the car. And I did really well so far. I only had 3 incidents. Should be 3 off track. Only just.
Hit limiter on.
Okay, I've just turned my to voice activate. You got me?
Yep.
Alpha
I'll put mine
snap.
on push to talk.
Headset.
Okay, fuel's done. Tyres coming on now. I'm not bothered, mate. If you want to leave it on voice, it's sweet.
Yeah, I might just dock off to the toilet and that and come back.
Yeah, if you can hang on with me until I get out of the pit lane, mate. Just
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
yeah, cool. Just on that traffic coming out.
Auto on track. None behind.
Okay, looks like the pit lane behind me's clear.
Yep, you're clear, bro. No
How far
cars
back
at
to the next
all.
car?
That would
Great
be...
You are number 10 now.
Miles away.
New leader is car 888.
Wayne at under over 10
result.
seconds behind you. He's a lap down. The closest car in front of you is 10th position at 4.9 seconds and closing. And 9th position in front of him at 5.3 seconds.
Can you just check their last lap for me?
Yep. Their last lap?
Yep.
Okay. Come on, mouse.
So if you just click forward onto them in car and read what it says down in the bottom of the screen.
Last lap was a 24.161.
24.1 will do, mate.
In front of him. And Pepe in front of him is doing a 125.7.
So 25.7 will do.
So Pepe is the Audi and Kel Nelson is a Mercedes.
Right, car feels great, mate. Can you can you have a look and see what the tyre wear was on the tyres that came off?
80 on the front right, 70 on the front left, and 80 on the rears, both of them.
Right, well that would be okay, wouldn't it? If you had to put 30 more minutes on tyres that worn, you'd be all right.
I think so.
And if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if I'll keep them a couple of % better.
Yeah, you'll definitely be a couple of % better than me. You're a little bit smoother.
Actually, I think we can check anyway. When you come into pit lane, we can read them with no tyres selected.
Yeah.
We can check and see if the wear's down like 50, then we can check the tyres and get them put on.
Definitely.
I think. I've never actually tried that, but I'm pretty sure it works that way.
Yeah, it does. I've pulled into the pits and it changes once the car stops.
Yeah, once the car stops, they can get the temperatures and tell you what's going on. So we definitely have them unchecked when we come in. Can you do that now? Uncheck the tyres. And we'll set the fuel fill now as well, I think. $23.4 there, that first fly. That's good start. So I don't know, 60 litres would seem reasonable, but it's probably got to be closer to 70 to be safe. Actually, that's not right at all. If it's 30 minutes and you've just done 80 minutes on 120, now these guys are getting into it in front of me.
Left side. Clear. Left side.
Good moving, Philip.
Still there.
In position number 9 now.
Clear.
Nice work, mate. Can drive a bit there,
Outstanding,
eh?
Philip. You're number 8 currently.
Although it caught him by 5 seconds in one lap, and then he must have fight for the position when I was already past him.
Sorry, mate, does the car feel like it's got any damage, or...?
No, I thought at first the wheel might have been bent, but no.
Copy that. I forgot I was on push to talk too, so...
Car 4, Theo Postiga is now leading.
I watched the replay. You were definitely way faster than him, and...
But I hadn't, it's not like I didn't leave him enough room, was it?
Rizzo is now leading.
No, it looked like you left him plenty of room. But you couldn't really go much
Position
wider,
8 currently.
otherwise, you know, you wouldn't have made the corner. The next one.
And like he had plenty of road.
Your
Just
P8.
watching it again.
I reckon we're probably a little bit down on top end, just because of the bonnet being creased up a little.
Clear.
Clear behind.
Copy that.
New leader, Ross Rizzo.
This guy that's just come up behind me, mate, can you see what his lap times have been like? Doesn't really matter his lap traffic anyway, but if he's faster than me, I'll be able to prepare for it. No luck on finding out this guy, 141.
New leader car 4 Theo Postiga. New leader is Theo Postiga. Car 888, Ross Rizzo is now leading the class. Car 888, Ross Rizzo is now leading. 46.3 laps left in the tank. New leader is
Delta
car
tab.
888 Ross Rizzo. Car 888, Ross Rizzo is now leading.
Delta tab. Delta tab.
Yeah, his last lap was a 23.2. Yeah, I think I forgot to push talk again.
Right, so only about the same pace as me. Or is that because he's been held up by me that I'm slowing him down?
I'm riding on board with him. It doesn't look like you're slowing him down. He keeps making little mistakes, I think, like I was.
Right, if he starts to get impatient, let me know.
Copy that.
And I'll try not to pay him any attention.
Yeah, you just drive, and I'll tell you when he gets close or looks like he's going to have a bomb or something. He's a Division 2 driver, so he should be pretty good.
Yeah, we're not really racing him, are we? 17th.
1.9
No,
to
he's
the car
11 laps
behind you.
down too.
So you were up in 6th place before the pit stop, and then we've managed to hang on to 8th. That's, I reckon that's a pretty good start, mate.
Car 4. Theo Postiga
Thank
is
you.
now leading the
It was
class.
pity I got that phone call right at the
Yep.
start and stuffed the whole start.
Yeah, I reckon that's almost like 20 seconds by the time it pays out, which would have been the
Oh, it
difference
would have
between getting lapped or not.
Yeah, definitely.
Car 4. Theo Postiga is now leading. New leader, Theo Postiga. New leader is Theo Postiga. New class leader is number 800. Ross Rizzo is now leading.
Now, those 23 ones you were doing, Corey, there were no,
Down in P9 currently.
they were no slouch.
Yeah,
I just
they
managed
felt
to get
really
one
slow.
now.
Good job. Fastest lap.
Old mate
1
behind
minute
you just did a
23.184.
23.6, so it looks like he's just settled in, just
Excellent,
sitting
Philip.
behind you now.
You're in position.
Yeah, we've
number
nearly
eight.
broken the draft now.
The car in front is a lap down, and he's about 3 seconds. The car in front of him is for a position, and he's 5 seconds roughly.
And his last lap time?
Number
24
Theo
point,
Postiga is
yeah,
now
24.4.
10-4.
Right, so second half slower.
Number 888, Ross Rizzo is now leading.
And the car in front of him, which is 18 seconds away, his only last lap was a 25.5. A 24.0, that one for 6th place. $24.2 for Matthew Minson, who's 7th place.
Say that one again.
Lap car. Oh. 7th place's last lap was a 24.2.
Copy.
And the car in front of you, the lap down, he's running 25.3s.
Left side. Still there. Clear.
Dickhead. Just back off a bit, you dickhead. How hard would that have been?
Car in front of last lap 24.5. Your last lap was a 23.7. So.
The first couple of laps I drove here in the week for practice, I was really thinking this is no way to keep the car on the track. It's just sort of starting to feel really comfortable now. Couple of corners, this one down here, still get your attention.
Might be because there's a bit of rubber getting down on the track now.
Yeah, right. And that'll get even better later in the race.
Because it did say the practice track had extensive usage.
.8 to the car behind us.
Last lap ahead.
Would have been 24.4. And you were 23.7. Okay, I just got to go to the toilet. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, no worries.
Left side. Clear. Left side. Still there. Clear.
Well done. Number 7. .5 to the car behind us.
Now we're doing 23 fours and the fast guys are doing 22 fives.
Back again.
You missed my overtake, man. You have to go back and look at it on replay. 2 or 3 laps ago.
Okay, I'll do that.
I was actually a bit surprised by the way he blocked on the approach to the right-hander. We were clearly gaining by so much.
Yeah, he went wide, you came up the inside, and then you went a little wide, and he tried to come back.
Well, I was giving him racing room. I probably should have cut him off at the left-hander.
Yeah, that's hard when you try and give it someone room, eh?
And then you just give them a chance to fight back.
Pretty much.
But if you take a risk when somebody you don't know and you turn in on them and they plough into the back of you.
Yeah, I'm always scared of that. The car in front of you is a lap down and you're catching him pretty quick.
Yeah, we're catching the 5 a bit now too. He was at about 15 seconds before, so we've...
His last lap was a 24.05.
How are we going on a countdown to 1 hour to go?
19 minutes and 5 seconds. Yeah, position 6. He's dropped off on the last VO. He just did another decent one then, a 23.8. But before that was 24, 24, 24, 25, 25.
Left side. Clear, clear, clear.
That was very nice driving from Benjamin.
Yeah, it was. I was about to thank him.
Yeah, I went green in the sector where we passed him. That's how good it was. And it wouldn't have cost him much time either.
Yeah, nah.
For someone as slow as him, that was actually unexpectedly good driving. Feels like I've hit a bit of a wall on that margin up to 6th. Well, that was a 23.3. What did he do?
23.5.
How many laps would I have left in the tank at the moment?
Around 30, maybe 31. That's what the pit crew one here says.
Yeah, that's good enough for me.
31. Old mate in front's last lap was a 23.8.
Trying to make this change down into 3rd gear in turn 1 as late as possible. Using it more just to get out of the corner than to help slow down for it.
Okay, copy that.
It was only worth about a 10th compared to... I was actually going through the whole way in 4th gear. And when I started changing down to 3rd at the end, I got a 10th better at it.
Copy that.
Are you 2nd or 3rd there over the hump?
usually I'm in second, clicking third just as I come over the hump.
Alright, I'm in third before I crest it. I might try doing it in second, see what it does. Now, this is where I'm coming in fourth and trying to get that change down to third when it's really low in, well, when I'm ready to start going again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've zero splitting it now.
Awesome. P6.
The last 4 laps, I think, nearly I've zero split the corner, which is I find that one quite hard to get repetitive on, to get a consistent line through it.
Yeah, definitely. Especially I've tried getting through it, well, not through it in fourth, but like using fourth and then clicking third. But I always seems to go that bit deep every time I do it.
Right. So for me, the clipping third's helping to keep me from going deep.
Good moving. Up to P5 currently.
I reckon there's a few guys going in the pits. Is we near the 2 hours now?
1 hour 13 remaining.
All right, so the people who pit on the hour should still be 13 minutes away, but I reckon there's a couple in the pits. 5th place?
All right, baby, now let's get that rhythm.
Maybe they're thinking their tyres are shit.
We've just jumped from 7th to 5th.
8.9 to the car ahead.
I reckon there's been an accident.
Nice.
Somebody in front of us has crashed out. And a 23.2 last lap. That's a bit better. And we've closed up a tiny little bit on that car number 5.
Yeah, number 5, his last lap was a 23.7. And 3rd place just went into the pits.
Why are they pitting so early?
Maybe, I don't know, tyres or something, trying to go strong the last bit, but it doesn't make sense.
Well, we're not going to change tyres, so forget about that. If they're changing... Well, that car that's in there, that car number 42... Do you want to just jump into his car for a bit and see how long he spends in there? If you're in his car, you'll be able to tell if he goes up on the jacks for tyres or not. Because we weren't that far behind him. If he stops for tyres and we don't, we'll leapfrog him.
He's taking tyres.
You reckon he's jacked up?
Yeah.
But even then, his tyres, they've still got to last an hour and 10 minutes. Because I've only been on these tyres for, well, half an hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah, about that. He's still sitting in there in the pits.
Oh, I've got an idea.
He's just leaving the pits now, that's how long.
Wow. Yeah, that's a long...
Well,
I'm going to get rid of this traction control and see if I can go faster. I should have thought that ages ago.
TC up.
but by the look of it, it doesn't really matter about that dude that was in the pits taking tyres, because I think he's going to get disqualified. He hasn't got anyone else in his car or had anyone else in his car yet.
Right, so the only way he doesn't get disqualified is if he takes a pit stop to let somebody else in and we beat him anyway.
1 minute 24.2.
Yeah. So he's still got to pit again to do a driver swap.
Yeah, otherwise, or get disqualified. Either way, we win. When I say win, I mean beat him.
Yeah, I knew what you meant.
Oh, that's good news. That almost means, well, 6th place, but maybe 5th.
Actually, I think that's what they just did, actually. They just did a driver change, sorry.
Yeah, it can take a lap for it to show up because of the
Yeah.
change, right?
Yeah, he just did a driver change. And his first lap didn't register.
What car number was it?
Car number 42.
42. If no, I wouldn't be surprised if when we do our pit stop, we don't come out pretty close by having the shorter. Well, we're going to be short because of tyres, and then short again because we're only going to take 14 seconds of fuel.
Is open now. Delta ahead last lap.
Yeah.
You closed the
Yeah, and
gap
you've got
by
about
5
25
Laps?
laps remaining, roughly.
Yeah. So the race engineers just told me I'm in the fuel window, so I could go in now and fill up and get home. What's the how long to go before the hour's up?
8 minutes 30.
Yeah, so a full tank is enough to get us home from here, and that'll do 68 minutes. Half a tank will do 34. And when you get in the car, you're going to have to do 30. So, yeah, 60 litres is going to be about right. How much have you got ready to go for it?
60 litres at the moment.
Yeah, just 62, just to give us some wiggle room.
Put maybe 65 just in
No,
case.
I think leave it at 62. I reckon when I get into the pit lane, I'll check with the engineer, and I reckon they'll be saying we only need like 57. And so if they say 57 and we've got 62, we're well covered.
Okay, copy that.
So 5 litres would be 2 laps, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it works out to about that.
25.1 laps left. In
Average
the
fuel,
averaging 2.33 litres used in the last 5 laps.
2.33 is what we're averaging.
2.33. So that's
So yeah,
0.66.
and so 5 litres. If we had 5 litres more than needed, 2 full laps, that's plenty of insurance.
Yep, definitely. That car 42 with the driver change, he's his first lap didn't register, but his lap after that was a 24.3.
Yeah, so if our pit stop gets us close to being with him, our pace will keep us there.
Ross Rizzo is now leading the class.
Yeah, hopefully.
Right, I just want to put my head down for a lap here and just make sure this, at the moment I'm going slower with the traction control change. I just want to make sure of it before I back it off.
Both cars in front of you are lap down. Or more.
4.6 to the car in front.
Girl, get the fuck out of the way. All right.
I've got my Jimmy John's spotter talking to me about these like lap cars in front.
It's cool.
As Jimmy's going, get these fucking cunts out of the way. Oh, boss, I'm standing right next to him. I'm talking to him.
Position 3, car number 5, last lap was a 26.
That's because of this traffic.
Yeah. It's helping us.
Hopefully,
stuck in a bit more.
Hopefully this traffic doesn't slow us down too much.
Looking good, boys. Looking good.
Hey, Wayne.
Doing better than I could.
Yeah, you had that early spin, didn't you, which set you back?
Oh, we're deep, mate.
DQ?
Yeah.
All right. How are we going for incidents, Corey?
I think you've got 1 or 2 and I've got 3.
Fucking hell.
Oh, you got, hang on, sorry. Yeah, that's about right, I think.
I had something for that contact. Oh man, this guy's pulling over to the right.
In this stint.
I'll leave you to it. I'm pretty angry with myself, so I'll catch you.
Call in whenever you like, mate. We're having a great time. We'll cheer you up.
Alright, good luck.
Or if not, we'll just stir the crap out of you. Either way, we'll welcome back.
Yeah, that's it.
It says you had 1
What are you doing,
incident
man?
and I've had 3.
On the left side. Bust this traffic, girl. Roger, man.
So that contact we had might have actually been lag contact, maybe. Did you have a look?
Because you only got a 1 for it.
Oh, if I got a 1, then it's not lag.
Yeah, you only got a time 1 contact.
Yeah, no, that's because it's a light contact. That can happen. If you get a 0 for it or nothing at all, then it's lag.
Yeah.
So down to 3 seconds.
Yeah, no, you're doing good.
Well, that traffic's sort of been less painful for us than it was for him.
It was good because I was...
And we got both of them in the same lap too. We still ran a 23 on the lap when we passed them. Fuel laps.
It's saying 22.3.
Yeah, it's still what, nearly half an hour, which had to be right. What are we coming up to? Nearly the hour mark.
Yeah. 1 hour and 3 minutes.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be about 35 minutes you've got to go. Which if it is, we'll need an extra 5 litres of fuel.
Copy that. Third place last lap was a 23.8.
Yeah, and we were 23.9 in traffic. I wonder whether this car 5 will take tyres.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I mean, if he realises there's only half an hour to go, surely he'll realise there's no point. Well, they might do. He might think he's got to take him to stay with us.
Yeah. Be nice if he does.
That was a 23.4 for us. Must have been about the same for him.
$24.2.
Oh, right. And this car 717, he doesn't appear to be any sort of slouch.
Yeah, no, his last few laps have been 24s, a 25, a 28, a 23, 24, 24, 123. He's 5 laps down to us. 23.8 on the position 3.
1.7 to the car in front.
Yeah, I think ultimately this traction control has helped me with my lap pace just a little bit. Looks like I'm a couple of tenths better off really per lap.
Henrik Otto behind has lost 12.5 on the last lap.
One on the right side. Clear.
Yeah, you got 19.6 litres of fuel remaining. I mean, not litres,
Laps. Well, yeah, all right.
Sorry. And we're at 58 minutes to go.
You have a look at car number 3, second place, and see if you can pick up in his lap history when his last pit stop was.
Lap 54.
So he's got a pit stops to do. That's good for us. So he's only 30 seconds in front, which is another one that if he was to take tyres, we would catch him.
Yeah.
He's run wide.
And second place took a pit stop at lap 50. So he'd be looking at probably another 50 laps.
I thought that was second place we were talking about, car number 3.
Oh, sorry, I must have been reading the guy that you just pro passed. Yeah, it was lap 50 he did his pit stop. Both drivers are running about a 23, so even with good tyres.
Yeah, I don't think we need to worry about number 5. I reckon we've got him covered. Just a matter of whether we get a chance to close the gap to number 3.
Yeah, it looks like you've closed it a tiny bit.
No, well, yeah, I was thinking more likely if we got lucky on tyres, that would be enough to get us into that hunt.
Well, if he takes tyres, we're in the hunt because he's on the 30-second mark. Pretty much 30 or 40 seconds for tyres, isn't it?
No, it's 28. It's 28 stationary. The 7 seconds per tyre.
Okay.
And I don't think we're going to have a fuel advantage over either of these two cars, are we? They're going to put in a short amount of fuel the same as us, so we won't get a benefit there.
Pretty much. Unless they take tyres, then that's where our benefit will be. Hopefully they do. And the guy in front of him only did 50.
Yeah, well, that's 4 laps, 10 litres, 3 seconds.
16.7 laps left in the tank.
So the guy in front here, he made it to 54 laps. Is that the same for when we did our pit stop?
We got 53. He got 54.
Yeah, right. I thought we could have got another lap, although he's in a BMW, so that might explain a different fuel economy.
Yeah.
Or you're a lead foot, and that could explain it too.
Yeah, that would make more sense. I am a throttle monster.
Right side. Clear.
Nice. Invasive half.
I'll have races where I'll let a guy like that pass, like me, someone who sort of comes up to us pretty quick from behind, and
Excellent.
you let them go through, and you know when you let them through that they're not going to make it to the end of the race, that you're going to beat them anyway, because they're just going to fall off and crash.
Well, that's not us.
No. But you know how you've had that in races where you get someone who sort of comes up behind you and they've got that really sort of aggressive sort of attitude, and you go, okay, fair enough, off you go. You'll kill yourself, and sure enough, 2 corners later, they're dead on the side of the road.
Yeah.
It's a really nice feeling, that.
I think he was more worried, like, off-putting with you in his mirror all the time.
Yeah, I think in his case, he let us go because he was happy to accept that he didn't have our pace.
Yeah.
So for
Probably more like it.
yeah, the quickest way for him to get to the finish line is not to fight us. I would have thought Daniel and Billy would have been in tonight's race. What if they're doing the one in the morning?
Yeah, I think they're in the morning.
All right, what sort of... how much longer am I in the car?
It says 14.6 laps.
What's the time count at?
52 minutes.
So I reckon I'm at least another 20 minutes, down to 32, sort of around that. 20 minutes, I can do 20 minutes. I don't reckon I've done 80 minutes in the headset for a fair while.
Leader pit road.
I think I've done 1 or 2 2-hour stints total in the mask.
Yeah, does this make your eyes sore after a while? Or?
No. But you sort of get a bit more aware of your sensory deprivation. Like, I know I'm sitting in a room and I know exactly what this room looks like, but I haven't seen a single part of it now for an hour, and you start to vague out a bit on being grounded. That's what happens to me anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like when you sleep somewhere else,
Coke is now leading.
Yeah.
you wake up in a strange bed and you sort of like, takes you a few minutes to work out where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a bit of that.
New leader, Ross Rizzo.
Actually, the windscreen's getting all dirtied up like they do. Doesn't help.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate that because it puts off my braking markers and stuff. I don't know, it just balks me.
It'd be nice to just pull away another half a second from car 5.
Yeah, his last 2 laps have been 23.7s. Just hit the 50-minute mark.
Copy.
13.2 litres of fuel remaining. I mean, laps remaining. 13 now. So, yeah, probably 12 laps because I don't think we'll quite make that other lap.
Yeah, that's not a risk we want to take when we're in such a good position.
Yeah, definitely. I'll keep my eye on that, don't worry.
Cool. I just ran a 23.2, one of my better laps, and it felt really, really edgy.
Yeah, I think when I ran my fastest lap, it felt, no, not really edgy, but more slow than anything.
There we go. We're just starting to shake him now.
11.4 laps left in this stint.
Yeah. And we're about 35 seconds from second place.
And he still hasn't pitted, but 35. Wasn't it before, like, 32?
No, sorry, 30. Sorry, no, it's only 30.
All right, so we've actually closed up a little bit.
And we're a minute 4 off the leader. And we got our lap back somehow.
I wonder how we did that.
I'm not sure, but it's not showing us a lap down.
Maybe he had a drive-through penalty or something for speeding in the pits and gave us a bit of a gift. But I admit to him, and 30 seconds to second, right? I still think we've probably got a couple of positions that we're going to lose at the pit stop. I don't think we'll come out in fourth, we'll come out in sixth, but hopefully not too...
The car behind us is only the 1 second behind us, and the car behind that is a lap down, and all the cars behind that are a lap plus down.
Right, okay.
So we're in contention for top 4 at least. As long as I don't kill the car. And yes, I was touching wood.
Yeah, well, do your stuff, mate. Get another monster.
Yeah, I'm on the can of Coke now. Took some headache tablets, ready to go. Just on 46 minutes to go. Saying 10.1 laps.
Yellow flag, yellow flag.
Yellow flag, yep. Not sure where.
I'm working on him. Keep going.
There he is. Yeah. Hopefully he'll let us pass. Yeah. Nice. Oh, mate, behind you went into the pits.
Car behind heading
and
to
we've
pits.
still got 9 laps left, roughly.
Yeah, we're going to get 10 seconds on him with a fuel load.
I'm watching now to see if he takes time.
Unless he's gone in with, 20 or 30 litres still in the tank and he still only needs to put the same amount of fuel in as us.
Yeah, I'm watching to see if he takes tyres. He missed his pit bay and had to reverse.
What did that? He had to reverse.
Yeah.
So he's missed his pit box as well. That's another 5 seconds.
It looks like he's taking tyres.
Is he still stationary?
Yep, he's still stationary.
That's over a minute now, I reckon, that he's been stationary then, so it's definitely fuel and tyres. We're going to lap him nearly.
He's just taking off right now, so he's about to pull out of pit. He's just pulled out of pit lane and forgot to turn the pit limiter off.
You reckon he's got done? Oh, that's better than
He was just going slow for a long time.
That's better than forgetting to turn it on.
.6 laps left in the tank.
Okay, so after all that debacle.
So if you have a look at car 17, can you see if they've had their second pit stop? The guy behind us on track now, car 1, Diego, he was the fella that overtook us early in the race when we were about 16th. And I'm sure he drove it up to 6th. And there he is running, must be a few laps down in 16th.
Car 17 still has to pit.
Oh, good, okay. So they're only 20 seconds behind us. If they had done their pit stops, then that would be a problem. But if they've still got a pit too, there's no way they're going to do a shorter pit stop than us.
It looks like they pitted on lap 55.
Yeah, so 110, all right. Which for us might be about 108. What have we still got now? About 8 or 9 laps to go?
Saying 8 laps right now, 7.8, so probably...
So just 7 then.
Yeah.
And time countdown?
42 minutes.
Yeah, so we're going to make it all the way to the half hour. This guy behind me is going quickly. What, have you got a last lap for him, or was his last lap his out lap?
Minute 22.3.
Yeah, I'm going to let him go, I think. That's a second quicker than us.
Pars Malcoke ahead on pit road.
On the left side. Not a spot, I don't think. No,
Nice work.
Clear.
Not quite that good. It's cost me nearly a second. I should have been able to do that a little bit cheaper.
First place is catching up to us too, so we'll probably go back a lap down once we take our pit stop.
Great, you're number 2.
So they might have been only on a 2-stop thingo by the look of it, eh?
Who's they, mate?
JP Courier and position 1.
Car number? 888.
888.
Do you want to check and see what they've done pit stop wise? And have they had more than one driver yet? I'm not sure if it could be the same one. There's a JP who runs the GT Championship.
Yeah, and his partner, I think it's the partner, Ross Risso.
Yeah, right. So that's them. I mean, they're like pro license guys.
Yeah, apparently. That's the one I called an asshole. the other week when he hit me.
A pro. That's when it shits me too. You get people in here when Shane Van Gisbergen comes in somewhere, and guys will talk shit about him and say he can't drive and stuff. And that's just so obvious that he can drive.
You're doing fairly well, my man. Looking good.
Yeah, they pitted at lap 54 and 93 by the look of it.
Had they changed drivers?
Yeah, change drivers.
Oh, so that was that Rennie that did the first stint?
First guy double stinted, and now this guy's in. JP's into the last bit.
Yeah, right. So if they've already done their second stop, that's how why we're in front of them, because we've only stopped once. So when we come back in, we'll go back a lap down, like you said. Which that makes sense. Unless I had done something wrong, we were never going to get a lap back on them.
Yeah, that's why I couldn't work out why, but now I know.
Yeah, it's that pit stop on lap 93.
Which they had to do to fulfill the driver's chain, like the driver requirements.
Oh, no, they could have done that. The driver requirement would have been okay for the last half hour, wouldn't it? Maybe not.
It's saying 13 laps, I
Right.
think you need to do.
Yeah, that'll be only half an hour.
Okay, it says you got 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I reckon they probably took tyres when they did that pit stop on night. They've taken tyres both times because they can. That would maybe mean why if they hadn't have taken tyres, they would still be in front of us.
Yeah, well, they're lapping JP's last lap was a 24.5.
If you go back and look at their pit stop, you'll be able to compare the times of the outlap to see which one. Whether if it's both the same time, it's. Oh, I'm just getting the fuel warning light. What's our laps left look like?
I think it was 4.3. There we go. So we're saying probably
3 or 4, and time
37 minutes.
Yeah, so let's put it up to 65 litres for the fuel stop.
Copy that. 65 litres. Okay, it says 4.1 litres now. So yeah, we're looking at 3 laps.
Yeah, right. 4.1 means we can't trust a fourth.
No, because you only just clicked on the 4 litres, and we need at least 0.3.
3, yep. 0.3. I think we did it once somewhere, mate, where we did it with 0.2, but it was a downhill pit lane.
Yeah, so you could get the roll, yeah.
I think it was the last VLN.
I've done it with Wayne as well, where we've rolled the last bit into the pits.
Yeah, once you get, if you get through that last little bit of left-right stuff that's on the old circuit, once you're there, you'll make it.
Yeah, I think I judged it and got him to pretty much where they put the pit limiter on. As we ran out of fuel, it started coughing and spluttering right there. It was like perfect. Okay, 2 laps remain for you to drive. I mean, we still got 3 laps of fuel, 3.1, so 2 laps remaining.
Good.
We're up to second place. Third place is 17 seconds behind us, and I'm pretty sure he's still got a pit. Well, actually, he does.
Sorry, who's still got a pit?
Lap was a 1 minute 24.0.
Position car 17.
You sure? I reckon they must have pitted, otherwise we wouldn't be in front of them. This 141 looks like he's catching up to us. But now, is it this one or next one? I've still got one more, haven't I?
Still got one more.
Left side. Lap traffic up here. Clear.
According to his lap times, he hasn't pitted yet either. Car 17.
Right, okay, that's great news.
Left side. You're clear.
One
Left
more.
side. Clear.
One more lap. Yeah, we've got 2 laps exactly remaining of fuel.
So, one more lap.
Okay, box this lap then. 34 minutes we're at right now, so that'll be 33.
Fuel
33
needed.
and a half minutes.
58 liters is required to go to the end.
My engineer has just told me 58 litres needed to get to the
Copy
end.
that.
So we've got like 3 litres on board, plus we're going to put in 65. That's 68, and we only need 58. Bring it back to 62.
Copy that.
I'll ask the engineer again in pit lane, just because it might help get a second call.
Yep, no problems.
Philip, box now for fuel. 2.8 liters. Remaining in the tank.
Ah, man, that's an off track.
Unlucky.
Like one at the very start of the session and then another one at the very end.
14 seconds to the stall. Pit limiter
Out
on.
of the way, ma'am.
Fuel needed.
56 liters is required.
So it's now telling me 56 litres. That's consistent. Back to garage.
4.1 to the car behind.
Exit.
To garage.
I'm out. Okay, just looking at tyre wear, front left is 67, the rears are 80, so I've probably hurt the front left a bit more than you did, but we're not taking tyres, buddy. Not in this position. And if you're not on voice to talk, you might not have time to do it.
I'm on push to talk. Yeah.
You might not have time to change it. You don't. Okay, just trying to have a look what's here.
Cost us a little bit of time.
Car 717 behind you. I've got a feeling he was a bit quickish. 23.6 last lap.
Copy that.
And there's a fair gap behind him to 5th place. Try and look at the relative. There you can see we're 10 seconds ahead. He's looking a bit patient at the moment, so I'll tell you if he goes otherwise. Oh, traction control, buddy. You're on the 4 setting. Bring it back to 2 or 1.
Yeah, I just did that. That's why I wasn't going so well. I just worked that out. Cheers.
Last lap ahead, 23.3. Last lap behind, 23.2.
Copy that.
Last lap behind, 23.2. So he's only 4 seconds. There's a risk, certainly, that he's going to catch us. The next guy behind him is another 30 seconds away. So if it comes to it, you drive him for 5th.
Copy that.
I'm just off for a smoke. I'm going to switch over Discord to the phone, though.
No problems.
Right side. Still there. Clear. Let's bust this traffic, girl. Roger, all, man. Clear him.
Thank you, Dan.
Those lampers out of the way, Earl. 10-4.
Alpha snap.
Calibrated.
Right side. Clear.
Down to 6 minutes to go. We've got heaps of fuel, no problems there. 28 seconds behind. something strange happened in front. Who's
3
that?
ahead
Fuel.
pits now.
Car 3's in the pits. Going to get a pot.
Nice.
Zip, baby, put it on him, man. You belong up there.
.22.9 last lap, full car 141.
Left side. Car is a lap down ahead of us. Clear.
Copy that. I'll just let him go. He's no harm to me.
Yep, no problem there. 2 minutes to go. I went and had a look. Second place and first place were actually on track racing each other. And second place tried to overtake him, and he's run into the wall and ridden his own car off, and he very nearly took out the leader where that happened. Should be a white flag this time, by? No, maybe not.
Copy that.
Yeah, I didn't get the flag. Have you got it?
No, not yet.
Well, we've still got 6 laps of fuel, so no drama. We've got some more good news. Second place has not had a driver change.
Oh, nice. So that means we come third. I got the white flag now.
And strength of field for this is 2,500 too, so it's quite a high field. It's going to be good points.
Yeah, I should get really good points then.
Oh, great job, 4th place.
Check the flag, man.
Considering we were, I think we were down to 17th there at the end of the first lap.
Yeah, like after that debacle of the phone ringing.
Yeah, yeah. And but through all of that went on, you got through that without getting a heap of incidents too. That was pretty helpful.
Yeah, it's because everyone just like disappeared, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh shit! And I even probably slowed down way more than I should have, but yeah, I just didn't want to hit any other cars, so I was like, oh, I'll just go slow, whatever, hang up. And it took about 10 seconds to come back, and everyone popped back up.
Yeah, well, even if that had gone to a full disco, that would have been the end of it too. That's 2 or 3 minutes.
It's lucky I didn't get kicked out of the car completely.
Yeah, that's when it would say that'd be 2 or 3 minutes. You'd be laps down before the race even starts.
I would have been spewing.
Now you can't just turn the phone off. Is the phone the hotspot?
Yeah, yeah.
You're running off a 4G connection from a phone.
Yep.
And then Wi-Fiing from your computer to that.
Yep.
That's unbelievable that you don't have more lag issues.
It's actually, I get really good, what do you call it, signal out of it. Like, I think it's like 20 megabits per second download speed, and usually about 20 megs up.
Oh, that's massive. I wouldn't imagine you could even do that on 4G. Mind you, that's your 4G from your phone out.
I think it's actually
the connection between your computer and the phone.
4.5G, I think.
But so the connection between you and the phone, that's potentially where I would have thought it would be the problem.
Coming in the entrance there, about 24 truck.
It's actually not too bad. Like, no, like at the moment I'm sitting at 40 or 50 odd frames a second, but most times it sits around 120.
Well, I don't think the internet wouldn't hurt the frames. It would just be on your ping and that, like those cars you see that are bouncing all over the track. I've never seen you do that.
Every now and then I get it's not all the cars, it's only, I get it with certain cars, depending what area they're from, I suppose. Yeah,
but that's more likely to be their internet connection, not yours. Because when it happens to you, you just blink out, everybody disappears. And while you're disappearing, everybody else is seeing you bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, I'm quite amazed I actually get to run off my phone.
Yeah, so I hardly ever see you bounce around. I can't believe that it works that well. It's amazing. Right, so it's definitely there it is, 3rd place.
Yep. Nice. Woohoo!
And incident.
I should have got some good safety rating out of that.
The incident total is 5. That can't be right.
Yeah, bro, we did really well on
incidents. 5. You didn't get a single incident in your last stint.
Well done, lads.
Cheers, bro.
Well, that was we got 3rd in the end with a DQ at the end. Wayne, 2nd place got DQ'd.
Oh, nice. Well done, well done.
Isn't that horrible that we say that's nice? But yeah, that was really nice.
Wow. That's not that it is nice, but it's nice.
Yeah, no, it's great. Nice. Corey had a little bit of his phone rang at the actual sort of like almost just before the green flag. So he had a semi dropout, and we went back to 17th.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, 17th, yeah.
Work through from there. Fucking hell.
And then just really consistent after that. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Well done, boys. You did better than me. I never even got out here.
So hey, look, you got to like lap 58, and you got through a pit stop. So what did you do? Did you wreck it?
I just had high incidence, Phil. I just had high incident count. I had high off tracks and shit.
Right, so you didn't destroy the car. You didn't plough.
No.
But from off tracks and a couple of spins, you got it up to
25. Yeah, that was fucked. Really disappointed with myself, to be honest, tonight. So
I'm surprised you only got like whatever I got, 3 or 4.
Steve-O just pepped me up and found me a little present to go into, so we don't get sued. But yeah.
I got two off tracks, and you got 3.
3, yeah.
Yeah, he's a fucking freak, you bastards. I was clearly just pushing too hard.
Yeah, I had to keep waking Corey up. He was falling asleep.
Yeah, do you want to get up for the 5 a.m, Corey?
Yeah, well, I'm easy, bro.
Well, I don't want to, so convince me.
It's straightforward, mate. Corey will start the race for you.
Corey starts the race, yeah, well I was thinking that, but I'm just fucking bummed out after that run. That was fucked, but anyway.
It's all good. If you don't want to run it,